Hi everyone. Saving a deposit while renting alone. Yes, it's hard, but it's absolutely possible. If you're renting on your own, you've probably had this thought at least once. How on earth am I supposed to save a deposit while paying someone else's mortgage? Trust me, you're not alone. For many single women, especially after separation or divorce, saving for a home loan can feel overwhelming. Rent keeps increasing, groceries cost more than ever, and it seems like every time you manage to save a little, life throws another unexpected expense your way. If you feel like everyone else has a partner to split the bills with while you're carrying everything yourself, that's your reality at the moment. But here's what I want you to know. Owning a home on one income isn't just for other people. It's absolutely possible. You just need the right strategy. So stop comparing your journey. One of the biggest mistakes I see is women comparing themselves to couples. Couples often have two incomes, shared living expenses, and twice the borrowing power. That's their journey, not yours. Yours is different. Buying a home on your own takes a little more planning, but it doesn't make your goal any less achievable. In fact, many of my clients have bought their first home completely on their own, and they often tell me they wish they'd started sooner. Spend a month tracking every dollar you spend. You might discover subscriptions you no longer use, frequent takeaway meals, or impulse online shopping that's quietly eating away at your deposit. Make a few small changes. This can often create more savings than trying to make one huge sacrifice. Don't wait for the perfect time. I don't know how many times I've said that, even in all of these videos. There is no perfect time. So many women tell me they're waiting until they earn more, interest rates come down, property prices fall. They save just a little bit more. The problem? There's always another reason to wait. Sometimes buying a smaller property now can put you in a much, much better place and much better financial position than waiting for your dream home. Getting into the market is often the hardest step. So once you're in, you can continue building equity and creating more opportunities for your future. So keep your credit healthy. While you're saving your deposit, don't forget about your credit history. Pay your bills on time. Avoid applying for unnecessary credit and keep your existing debts under control. A strong credit profile can make your home loan application much smoother when you're ready to buy. Remember, it's not just about the deposit. A lender also looks at whether you can comfortably afford the repayments. So that means things like your income, your regular expenses, your existing debts, your employment stability, and your overall financial position. That's why it's worth speaking to a mortgage broker before you finish saving. You don't have to wait until you've reached your goal. Knowing your borrowing capacity early can help you set a realistic savings target instead of waiting or guessing. Celebrate the small wins. Saving a deposit isn't one giant leap. It's hundreds of small decisions made consistently over time. Every automatic transfer, every extra payment into your savings account, every tax refund saved instead of spent, every pay rise that increases your savings rather than your lifestyle. Though these all move you one step closer to owning your own home. You are more capable than you think. One of the things I love most about working with single women is seeing the moment they realise buying a home is actually within reach. They often come into our first conversation convinced they need years more saving. Sometimes they discover they're much closer than they thought. Other times we create a clear plan and a clear path that gets them there sooner than they imagined. Either way, they leave with certainty instead of confusion. Think about this. Why don't you find out how much a mortgage repayment would be? And then put yourself on a trial mortgage. Pay your rent, and the difference between your rent and what you would be paying on a mortgage, add that to your savings. You'll soon find out whether or not you can afford and live while repaying a home loan. If you're ready to find out where you stand If you're renting on your own and wondering how much deposit you'll actually need, or whether you're closer to buying than you think, I'd love to help. Together we can look at your finances, explain your options in plain English, and create a realistic plan that works for your budget and your goals, because every woman deserves a place to call her own, and your journey could start sooner than you think. Have a great day.